oh my god, what is happening with China's humanoid robots? As you can see right here, these robots are potentially becoming better than Tesla's really Optimus humanoid robot, as you can see right here. This is what we're going to be discussing in today's video. We're going to be discussing if China's humanoid robots will really be winning Tesla's Optimus, and the latest updates that Tesla have with their Optimus version 3, and what is that expected to generate profits for Tesla and for the Tesla's stockholders. Will this be a potential revenue and profit upstream for Tesla or not? That is what we're going to be discussing in today's video. So make sure you smash the like button because it really helps grow the channel larger. So first of all, let's begin with the most important stuff right here. So excuse me for that. So let's begin right here with this first slide that I prepared right here, and I will show the highlighter right here. So zooming in, first of all, we know Optimus was first revealed in August 2021, and then in 2023, as you can see right here, Optimus Gen 2, or the second generation, was revealed in December 2023, and then now by Q1 2026, the third gen of Optimus has been revealed. So just a couple of days ago, this was really revealed. Now, by the end of 2026, it is expected by the end of this year, Optimus pilot production to be beginning as per Elon Musk and Tesla's shareholders in Q4 2025. Now, by 2030, the plans are to reach volume production reaching more than 1 million robots per year, and that is what we're going to be discussing in more detail in just a moment. So just to show you here Tesla's Optimus robot. So as you can see right here, this is the humanoid robot that is made by Tesla, and I will be just showing you the clip right here. This is one of the critical things that are showing you this dexterity that Tesla's humanoid robots, or Optimus, is really displaying right here. Now, we can see, as you can see, it's really these intricate details with your hand movements that are essential for a humanoid robot to really become capable of doing these different tasks. Now, if we look on the other hand, we can see these humanoid robots that are coming from China. We can see many different robots. For example, this one right here, showing these fights and these different movements. These Kung Fu robot executed a stunning 720-degree movement that you can see right here. I will not go into all of the details of these different robots because honestly, in China, we have so many companies really are manufacturing that. So we will see the latest updates for Tesla's Optimus robot, and then kind of compare those in general to what is really being produced by the other Chinese makers, and then will that affect the stock of Tesla in the long term. So beginning with the production, which is, during the latest earnings call, Musk really projected a manufacturing scale of approximately 100,000 units of humanoid Optimus robot per month by 2030. Now, you have 12 months in a year, so that is more than 1,200,000 at a run rate of 1,200,000 by 2030 for Optimus humanoid robot, and this is really a big number right there. Now, you can just expect, for example, each humanoid robot to be sold, for example, at a $20,000 US. That is what Elon Musk long-term plan is. Although I think this number is really, really low. I think it will be 25 to 30,000 at least, in my personal opinion, at least for the couple of years that are with the first launch of Tesla's humanoid robot. Now, following the second generation prototype used for novelty tasks and serving popcorn, as we also saw that video with the popcorn. Now, the third gen is really expected to perform functional roles at upcoming Tesla's dinner on Santa Monica Boulevard. So this was really, this dinner was initially started in July 2025, and we can see that Tesla's third gen, which was just unveiled a couple of days ago, will be really serving in this dinner at Santa Monica Boulevard. So you guys who are going to that place, please let us know in the comments down below if Tesla's Gen 3 is really doing these different tasks, these functional roles in that place right there. Now, the second thing that I wanted to show you right here is, if we zoom, this is the popcorn second gen Optimus, although it really looks cool and dope in my opinion. But that was really just one of the tasks that are really not that important to be doing, or let's say it's less important as compared to those really essential functional daily activities that we do in our lives. Now, although Western competitors in the US and EU have not yet really announced any similar production timelines, China is really accelerating humanoid robotic sector right there. Now, this is the one of the Chinese humanoid robots, and there are many others that I wanted to talk about. For example, this is another company that is really producing a couple of humanoid robots already, and there is one company that I wanted to show you, which is AGBot. Have really, what they did is they have reached more than 10,000 humanoid robots sold so far. Now, this is one of the articles that I wanted to talk to you about. China's robot factory churns out humanoids every 30 minutes. So guys, just imagine right there in China, already now in Q1 2026, or maybe now we started Q2 2026, there is a company in China that is able to produce a 10,000 to produce 10,000 humanoid robots so far, and one humanoid robot every 30 minutes. Now, if we open the calculator right there, now let's say every 30 minutes, one humanoid robot is made. Now, we don't know if this is the run rate for 24 hours or if this is the peak run rate for this factory. Nobody really knows, because those news that are really coming are not yet really conclusive and are not yet detailed, because that company is not yet IPO. So it's not on the stock market, so we don't have all of the details. However, if let's say every 30 minutes, one humanoid robot, let's say that this is a peak productivity, and let's say it's maintained for 7 hours a day. Now we have, let's say, 8 to 10 hours a day of productivity. However, let's say that they need maybe maintenance and changes and updates on the manufacturing line. So let's say multiplied by 7 hours. Now, as you can see, 30 multiplied by 7, that's 210 humanoid robots that are being produced and manufactured in just one day. Now, if you assume a week is 6 days of work, 6 days a week is work, I believe, let's say maybe we can multiply that with 5 to be more conservative. So within a week, you have 1,050 humanoid robots. Now, you have 52 weeks within a year. Let's call it 48 weeks. You have 4 weeks of maintenance and changes. So that multiplied by 48, as we can see right here, we already have 50,000 humanoid robots to be manufactured by this particular company, which I'm going to be talking about in just a moment, and then compare that to Tesla's current numbers and their expected numbers in the coming years. Now, let's just read the news right here. So, a new automated production facility in Foshan, and guys, Guangdong province is one of the provinces in China that are really one of the first provinces that are kind of adopting high-end technology. As I was really living in China for like 6 years, I was able to see these different technologies within these different provinces and different cities. So this province, Guangdong, it is one of the best provinces that I've really seen worldwide. So it cranks out one humanoid robot every half an hour, targeting 10,000 units annually at unprecedented scale. Now, we just saw that they are able to do 50,000. So this 10,000 is, in my opinion, is something that they are able to maintain right now. So basically, these are the assumptions that I made right here. You can play with those assumptions that I'm showing right here. These 5 days a week, 30 hours, 7 days, and then these different numbers. Maybe you can come up with different numbers. However, this is really what is being made within China. Now, this facility is able to involve 24 digitalized assembly stages, 77 inspection checkpoints, and 41 simulated work condition tests. This really shows you that for each robot there are many details and key stations that are being used, and that are to maintain integrity, to maintain and make sure that the technology is being produced in the right way and are done as the standards say. So then they go on to say that the joint venture between Liju Robotics and Dongfang Precision Science and Technology have reportedly boosted efficiency by over 50% as compared to, quote, traditional manufacturing methods. Now, we really don't know what this 50% comparison is. Is it compared to, I don't know, companies that are not yet have really produced any robots? Is it compared to Tesla? What is maybe the standard in the US for humanoid robots right now. We will see, time will tell. However, we also go on to say that there is competition really coming from China in the humanoid robot sector specifically. This is really the same as with the electric vehicles. As I was telling you guys, that Tesla is really winning the EV race in the US and in Europe. However, in China, it's a very different scenario right there. Although Tesla is really doing well there, however, there are still some really serious competitors. For example, we have BYD, we have Xpeng, we have NIO. All these different competitors are really kind of eating away at Tesla's market share in China. And the same now is potentially happening for the humanoid robot sector. Although it has not yet really been established, it is one of the things that are being, competed between Tesla and China. So Unitree, for example, Unitree Robotics, which is really well known, they have really just secured almost $600 million in funding to build 75,000 unit facility. You also have this different company, UB Tech, targets sub 20,000 unit cost for 5,000 robots yearly. So 5,000, that is a low number. I don't think that they will be able to produce it at less than 20,000. That's my personal opinion. So if they produce it 20,000, maybe they sell it 25,000, 28,000. Although I don't think they will be able to produce that number, to get that number with just 5,000 robots per year, because you really need economies of scale, and that is one of the key pillars that Tesla is really focusing on with their Optimus humanoid robot. Now, finally, this company that I was really promising you on is this AGBot. Recently celebrated its 10,000 robot milestone. This company really, if you look at their humanoid robot, it really looks cool, very similar to Tesla's humanoid robot. Overall, they look similar, but if you go on to read these news, so Chinese robotic firm AGBot announced on March 30th, so just a couple of days ago, that it rolled out its 10th humanoid robot, marking a shift to large-scale production. So 10,000, that is a significant number as compared to Tesla's Gen 3 Optimus, which is just barely expected to begin production in Q2 2026. Now, the company says production sped from 0 to 1,000 in 2 years, okay? So it required 2 years to go from 0 to 1,000. However, look at the next number right here. From 5,000 to 10,000, that is in 3 months, guys. Just imagine this number right here. So an increase of 5,000 within 3 months as compared to an increase of 1,000 in 2 consecutive years. That's a very different number. And this is what is really called exponential growth. This is really, guys, not a linear growth. It's an exponential growth, and driven by supply chain and manufacturing standardizations. This is really what was driving the significant hyper change from 1,000 to 5,000 and then to 10,000 within just 3 months. That's a nice number to see right there. So China really has a nice potential, in my personal opinion, when it comes to humanoid robots. Now, if we really go back to Tesla's humanoid robot Optimus, in my personal opinion, this robot will be the best in the US and in Europe, most probably. However, in China, competition will really be tough. Only time will tell. Now, if we go on back right here, this facility currently reports an annual output of 10,000 units, which we just talked about, demonstrating the immediate financial feasibility of the technology. However, now the industry is really adopting a specialized supply chain model where Liju Robotics, which handles the design and software, as compared to Dongfeng Precision, which manages large-scale manufacturing, which is really similar to Apple's production strategy. Because you have, these TSMC, and then Apple, kind of every company is handling these different details, and that would lead to higher speed and less complaints from customers, because at the end you're giving the right work to the right company. All right, so Tesla is also continuing with its strategy of vertical integration as compared to this Chinese company, which is kind of outsourcing the digital part or the manufacturing part as compared to the manufacturing part as compared to the supply chain, which really takes the design and software. So one more thing that I wanted to show right here is really what Elon Musk has really been promising over the last couple of quarters. If you guys have been really watching Tesla's Q4, Q3 2025 earnings call, Elon Musk has really been doubling down on Tesla's Optimus. Now, Optimus by 2030, it's expected to have a monthly output of 10,000. If we look right here, this is a 100,000 units monthly, an annual number of 1.2. That's an expected annual revenue. If you get an estimate of 30,000 per unit, a 36 billion US dollars in revenue. Now, we all know that Tesla's current revenue is almost 100 billion US dollars. Now, by 2030, who knows what Tesla's revenue will be, but I expect it to be more than 300 billion in total revenue. Now 100 billion, so maybe 300 billion is obtainable. So that is around like 12, 13, 14, 12, 10. So between 10 to 15% of total of Tesla's total annual revenue by 2030, in my personal opinion, are coming from Optimus. However, what Elon Musk has said on X, which was really shocking to me, is that he said, as you can see, quote, almost 80% of Tesla's value will be Optimus, the company's humanoid robot. So basically, 80% of Tesla's value in Optimus. This is a vague comment from Elon Musk. However, to just really kind of delineate on that, 80% of Tesla's value will be in Optimus. Well, maybe Optimus will generate, I don't know, will be able to replace some of the workers on the production line for some of the vehicles, and then some of the vehicles' revenues can be counted as coming from Tesla's Optimus. I don't know how exactly Elon Musk is really kind of picturing that number, because as if we see and run those numbers, those exact projections that he gave, 100,000 units per month, 1.2 million in a year, with a 30,000 price per unit, and as I told you guys, he was saying expected between 25 to 30,000. So that's on the upper range. You get 36 billion. That's like 10 to 15% of Tesla's revenue. I don't know how he came up with this 80%. Even if we say 80% of the current annual revenue, Tesla's current annual revenue is around 100 billion. You have 36 billion right here. That's 36% of Tesla's annual revenue. So I don't know how this 80% really is. However, we still have a very large potential for Tesla's Optimus in the long term. Now, if the humanoid robotic market achieves large-scale success, it could eventually surpass and overshadows Tesla's existing business segments, which are not growing as fast as Tesla's, for example, energy business. And the opportunity is really extraordinarily vast, with upside that is difficult to quantify, while risks remain equally significant because you're tapping in a market that have not yet been investigated, especially in the United States and in Europe. Now, finally, during Q2 discussion, Musk really stated that he would be surprised if Tesla has not really produced hundreds of thousands of robots per month by 2030 as a start for the volume production phase of the humanoid robot. Now, let's see, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will Elon Musk be able to achieve that number, and will Tesla be able to achieve that number to get 100,000 units per month for Tesla's humanoid robots? Now, if we assume that and we get 36 billion in revenue, well, let's assume, I don't know, like a 20% profit margin. So 20% out of 36 billion. So that's 1/5. So maybe that is 8 billion in net profit. So if you have 8 billion in net profit, if you apply that, let's say a price to earnings ratio of 30, so 8 multiplied by 30, 8 multiplied by 10 is 80, and then by 3, that is $240 billion in market capitalization that is expected from Optimus by 2030 if we go on and take those numbers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will Tesla's Optimus add even more value to Tesla's market cap by 2030, and will we be seeing an increase in the share price in Tesla by 2030? And I'll see you in our next video.